is improper for man who lost election to call for revolution, says Muslim group. The Muslim rights concern, Muric, has reacted to the rearrest of S0WORE, convener of the Revolution Now movement, by operatives of the Department of State Services (DSS) at an Abuja Federal High Court. The group says it was improper for a man who lost an election to lead the revolution against the winner of that same election just a few months later. S0WORE had contested for the 2019 presidential election on the platform of the African Action Alliance (AAC), but President Muhammadu Buhari had emerged the winner of the poll. However, Muric appealed for calm over the matter, stressing that dialogue should be used in resolving the impasse. A statement by Muric's director, Professor Ishaq Akintola, reads, saying S0WORE is an active member of the civil society. Perhaps this is why human rights groups are in a hurry to castigate the DSS and call President Buhari names. But as civil society pursued to ponder on S0WORE's tactical blunder, we all must admit that it was improper for a man who lost an election to lead #revolution now against the winner of that same election just a few months later. It amounts to seeking to gain the Benz what he could not get at the Straits. In our effort to engage in dialogue over the S0WORE furor, we were confronted with a statement purportedly made by the activist politician. He was alleged to have said on 25th July 2019, "I'm not talking of protests, I'm embarking on revolution. 85% of Nigerians are in support. Don't tell me about legal implications of what a judge will say. I don't care. We must bundle Buhari out of that place. The DSS shall cease to exist. If it is true that he said the above, those of us in the civil society should have the courage to tell him that he went too far. We all know that what has been happening across the globe, Algeria, Egypt, Libya, Tunisia, Spain, Venezuela, etc., are examples. No nation takes a threat to security lightly." As a human rights group, Muric wants S0WORE freed. "We are for constitutionalism and rule of law, but national security must not be jettisoned. Those of us who are leaders of civil society must realize that we have a duty to lead responsibly. Radicalism must not shut the door against rationalism. We believe that Aluta must stop where any matter affecting national security starts." So guys, this is a submission of Muric, and I'm really happy they talked about where some countries that really had problem because of this revolution of a thing. He said if it is true that he said the above, those of us in the civil society should have the courage to tell him that he went too far. We all know what has been happening across the globe. They made mention of Algeria and Egypt, and that is the area I'm really going to. We could remember the same president they are talking about made the same thing. He contested, because I don't know why they are always concerned. They are just agitated or concerned about that he contested. So if somebody contested for an election and did not win, so it is now mandatory, or it is not a taboo for the person to speak in the public or for the person to lead protest. Did they really ask even the president they are talking about? Has he not led protests before, even when he lost how many times before he won the fourth time? Were they not in this country? Even if they were not in this country, have they not heard about how he called for Egyptian revolution when he called Nigerians? He called Nigerians that they should emulate. So if really they are referring to Egypt as part of those countries that that experience such things, then it is the same Egypt that even the President Buhari then was talking about, calling Nigerians to emulate what happened there. He said they should emulate, Nigerians should emulate that, and he has led a lot of protests. The person that can really explain all of these things better, go and check on YouTube. In one of these interviews that Falana granted, he was their lawyer. He was the one that defended them, and they won the case as a case of human rights. So what are these guys telling us? If they were not in the country, then I think they need to go and do research and know what even the president, they are talking about what he said. Now they said they want S0WORE to be freed, and now they are still quoting about national security. So the same thing the president said, that the national security must supersede the human rights. Who is going to determine national security? Who is going to determine human rights? Is it not the same law? Are they now telling us that they are doing, or they have taken over the job of the judiciary? And that is what is playing out. That is why they don't want to release him. They are saying that because he contested. I don't know how does that really affect or anybody, whether it is really a death sentence. If you have contested for an election and you did not win, then you don't have the moral right or moral justification to protest or to lead a protest. It's very, very unfortunate. If you are speaking for, let us know where you belong. You cannot say, oh, it's not as if you don't want S0WORE to be freed. Or it's not as if you are still talking about the issue of national security. The Boko boys and the Fulani Esme that are doing all manner of things, they are doing all manner of things that you guys know. The DSS have not really gone to get information on how they've been operating. They have not said anything. They've not even gone in that direction at all. They've not gathered intelligence reports about how those people are operating, most especially the bandits that they have added to all this insurgency or all these criminals. We have a Fulani Esme, we have the Boko boys, all of them are doing their own. And the DSS, they have not deemed it fit to gather reports, intelligence reports about how these guys have been operating. They are just trying to play to the gallery. If you have all of these evidences against him, why are you avoiding court trial? Why are they avoiding court trial? Like this Muric, if you want to stay by the government, fine. If you want to stay by him, let us know. You cannot just be mixing the whole thing together. We don't know where you belong. We don't know where you are speaking from, because you are speaking with the two sides of your mouth. So let's hear what Nigerians are saying. Someone says, but Buhari lost severally and called for protest. I don't know whether they were not in this country or they've not heard about it, or they are just trying to not to talk about it. Someone says, say Buhari did not call. Someone said, Muric, how do you rationalize the statement, I will make the country ungovernable if I lose, and baboons and monkeys will soak in blood? They are asking the Muric to answer the question that who made this statement. He's the same person. I didn't even talk about that. I didn't even remember that. Of course, a lot of things that are there, a lot of evidences are there. Even this particular government, this particular president, they are even talking about that I will make the country ungovernable if I lose, and baboons and monkeys will soak in blood. Is that not so weighty? Is that not weighty? So they should tell us who made the same statements. Someone say, Haba Nigerians, let's for once put aside religious sentiments and call a spade a spade. We just can't continue like this. We are becoming a laughingstock among community of democratic nations. These governments can do far better than this. Someone says, that Muslim group that said this, if it is true, are from pits of air. So when the citizen are subjected to abject poverty and suffering, nothing working, and it seems we are in a military era, you must keep quiet because he lost election to see things going that way. Well, the group lacks the conscience. They are beasts in human form. That's what somebody is talking about here. Please enlighten me. Has anybody called for revolution after losing election in Nigeria before? Let's answer that question. If anybody has called for revolution. Someone say, nonsense. Are you telling us that the man is not a Nigerian because he has vowed for president in the country? This is unacceptable. But Buhari did. He even said he would make Nigeria ungovernable. Then Boko Haram started. Buhari should be in jail. He started insecurity in the country. Christian, hope you guys are reading and watching, because you quick to judge your own. Why the Muslims like themselves? Did Buhari win the election? That's what somebody is saying again. S0WORE is an active member of civil society. Perhaps this is why human rights groups are in a hurry to castigate the DSS and call President Buhari names. And the person is quoting the statements of a Muric. But as civil society pursued to ponder on S0WORE's tactical blunder, we all must admit that it was improper for a man who lost an election to lead #revolutionary against the winner of that same election just a few months later. It amounts to seeking to gain by the bends what he could not get at the straight. This is what I have been stressing since this matter became open for our participation, especially also that radicalism must not shut the door against nationalism, and the aluta should end where patriotism begins. And this person said, what more can I add but to remind everyone that the Muric spokesperson is on points where he pleaded for patience in new view of the ongoing probe ordered into the court premises forum. This has nothing to do with religions nor with politics, but we bought the plea to have a space for sanity and governance. The South has no inheritance in this country called Nigeria. We have been slaves to the northern Nigeria for 60 years. Enough independence of southern Nigeria is a must. Federal Republic of Southern Nigeria is a must. Let all southern Nigerians all over the place arise and work for our independence. Someone said that's the gospel truth, but blind haters and looters can't reason well. This person is supporting the statement or the submission of Muric, and somebody said, but criminals and wicked ones can't allow people to say their minds. Somebody replied there. So it is proper for someone to call for revolution, Abi. All this na story. This is democracy, not democracy. Freedom of expression and freedom of speech is allowed. Not when PMB called for revolution back then. How do they treat him? Let's not forget that we all are one, unless they want everyone to stay their own. Everybody to stay on their own lane. Make each tribe their, go their own separate way if that's what they want. And someone says, the truth is bitter. And that's just it. The truth is always bitter. So guys, I don't know what you think about Muric's submission, whether they are pleading or they are saying otherwise. Leave your comments below in the comment section. Thank you very much. Bye.